Are you a business owner looking to secure your financial future and create a lasting legacy? I'm Leah Garcia, a financial strategist and insurance professional, and I specialize in guiding businesses with up to 50 employees on how to effectively protect and transfer their wealth. We break down silos with my unique approach, the Wall of Wealth. Imagine a seamless collaboration among your CPA, tax attorney, estate planner, and insurance expert, each playing their part in perfect harmony, ensuring your financial strategy is not just effective, but a true masterpiece. My passion stems from my own journey, from growing up on food stamps to dreaming of building community centers that empower others. Together, we'll craft a roadmap that not only safeguards your assets, but also nurtures generational wealth for your loved ones. Let's transform your vision into reality. After all, you can't measure the heart of a champion just by looking at them. Join me, and let's make your financial future shine.
And we are live. Happy Wealthy Wednesday, champions. Come on in. Come on in. Tag somebody who needs to see this. Today's going to be incredible. And you know what? I always say, champions, don't panic. We pivot. We had a little technology in the background, but I love that because we're doing this live. There's no pre-recording here, no preset questions. Everything is happening live. And sometimes technology will kind of try to muck us up, but that's okay. We're champions. We don't panic. We pivot. We've got it all. We're here. We're going to work it out. Today's going to be incredible. You know, I love what I do. And one of the things that I love about this show is I never know where it will go. We don't have anything that is preset. This is all done live. You see it with whatever the questions are something that just comes to me. And, you know, maybe it's the right question. Maybe it's not. But I know that I'm being my true authentic self. So many times people talk about being authentic, but they only want to show the highlight reel. They talk about being authentic, but every picture that they have is photoshopped and they got the perfect lighting. Listen, if you want to be authentic, people got to see you when things aren't perfect, right? When things aren't going exactly how you planned. And by the way, that is true authenticity. It is actually being transparent. You get to see who I am, the good and the bad and the ugly. Like today, let me tell you, I left my flat iron at home. So here we go. This is the hair we've got today. I'm not sure, but we're going to get through this. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining, and bring somebody in who wants to hear this. Today is going to be an incredible conversation. I'm really honored for our guest speaker, and she doesn't know this, or maybe she does, but I met her on one of her events, and she was one of the first people who really took the time to listen to me. I will remember that for the rest of my life. It was on a Sunday, and I was working in my office. I had my papers everywhere, and she had an event, and it was like an incredible topic, and she asked for a guest speaker or asked for feedback, and I went up and I gave my talk, and she didn't interrupt. She didn't cut me off. She didn't say, let me add this. She truly listened to what I had to say and then made sure I was done. How many times do we try to use our own voice and people interrupt us? How many times do we try to share something, our wisdom, and people discount us? They don't listen. They cut us off. I mean, to me, that's somebody that is truly wise and somebody that is truly humble, who's really there with intention. She's an incredible person. I mean, I absolutely adore this woman. She is super, has a full calendar. She's traveling all over. And I am so honored and humbled that she's able to be here with us today. And so she goes by, she is a international business strategist and aficionado, but I call her affectionately my queen. Although I think she's like 30 years younger than me. I just adore this woman. I'm so honored that she's here. I know you're going to love the conversation today. So be ready. We want to hear your interaction. We want to hear your questions. So please give it up for the incredible Miss Coach K. And here she is.
Thank you. What an amazing introduction, always.
I love it. And I'm so like excited because we are matching today, and I just think that's amazing.
Close for you. I found my favorite necklace about a week ago that I got my first trip to Nigeria, and so I'm like, I want to put this on for Leah because I haven't had a chance to get dressed up and go out lately. So
Yeah, show that again because it is just beautiful. Look at that.
I got this at the African Women of Leadership Conference in Abuja a couple years ago. Well, not a couple years ago. It's been some time now that I went to support my mentor, and it was a big hit. We went to visit an orphanage, and the kids were like gravitating to this necklace because it's so shiny. But I love it. So
I
yeah.
love it. Well, our topic today is reverse financial engineering, people over profit, purpose over pressure. And I absolutely love this. You are the perfect person to really have this conversation with. I think that a lot of times people hear me talk about, creating a dynasty and building a financial legacy, and they think that it's not really for them. Or they tell me things like, you know what, Leah, I just want to be comfortable. I just, I don't need a lot of money. Why are you always talking about money all the time? And I just have to laugh because, and I don't mean any disrespect. What I'm saying is that we are here to be prosperous so that we can prosper and give to others. I believe that givers gain. And so if I'm having lack and scarcity and I don't know how to pay the light bill, how can I really be my true authentic self and be able to give out of abundance the way that I would like to? And I think that sometimes people think that in order to be good at what you do in sales, that means that you're convincing people to do things that they want to do, buy things that they don't need, things that are not good for them. And so we're putting our dollar in front of them. And I absolutely respectfully disagree. I always put people first. And what will happen is when you're doing that, you can't get away from the prosperity. It will chase you down. It will follow you. It will come in all the nooks and crannies. It will be behind the door, in the closet. Like it'll be everywhere. People will just be attracted to you. And so that's what Coach K is to me. She absolutely is that. So let's kick us off. Tell us, so some people may not know who you are. I mean, I know you very intimately, but I think some people here might not know, different audience for you. Tell us a little bit about who you are in like a couple of minutes, but I know this could last forever.
I know. That question is probably my biggest kryptonite because I do so much that I shy away from it naturally. But at the end of the day, I'm an international business coach. I've been working with international business owners since 2012 was when I, like, on paper, started my official journey. I'm sure it started before that, but my company was originally founded in 2012 and has been running since then. What I do is I generally would find small to medium-sized businesses. When I say medium-sized, I'm talking maybe 50 to 65 employees. But these are international guys that run different operations. I work with different high-level executive CEOs and execs that need to set up their companies either here in America or want to expand their marketing in their country. And so now I'm kind of leaning more towards going back to in their country because I've been in America for a minute now. I love it. Is like it's always my dream when I can get a contract abroad because now I'm working, I'm emerging in the culture, and then I'm building community while I'm there. And so that's something that I'm extremely passionate about right now in my journey. I am more focused on people than business. So any businesses that I work with would have to allow me to focus on the people first because I believe that people are the biggest asset. And without the people, there is no business.
Woo. Right there. Golden nugget, golden bar. Absolutely. So on point. No matter what we're doing, no matter what we're selling, no matter what industry we are in, we need people. We need people. And if we can't understand that, that's when we're going to get lost in the weeds in the forest. I want to highlight a few people who have joined us. The most incredible Miss Noel, Miss Kendra Knoll. I'm so sorry. Kendra Knoll. She is the owner of Boomtag Media. Now, talk about being transparent on social media. She does an incredible job. I love watching her shorts. She did a really, really cool one the other day, chewing bubble gum. Listen, that's really being transparent. That's talking to your audience. I love that. Thank you for being here for the glitches and all. It happens and we love it. We love it because that really shows who we are. Listen, we all look all rainbows and butterflies when things go right. How do we look when things don't? Boom, 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 that right there. And I also want to welcome Miss Lisa Favec. She is our menopause mentor, a dietitian and nutritionist. If you want to know anything about improving your health, absolutely reach out to Miss Lisa Favec. I call her Lisa. There was a singer years ago, Lisa, and every time I see the name Lisa, it makes me think of so I call her Lisa. You're nodding your head, so I'm sure you agree with me. Yeah. So let's just kick this off now. What does it mean to you when we are reverse engineering and we are having people over profits, and then our purpose, right? Our purpose over pressure. What does that mean to you? I mean, I think it's an incredible title. What does that mean to you?
So, to me, it's about understanding that people are people, because I understand, especially in today's days, with the use of technology and just the way that we have been evolving as a society as in such a rapid pace when it comes to technology, we often forget that people are people. And we start to sometimes put the demand of that microwave or that technology on human beings. And it's easy for us to not see one another as good enough, as well as not seeing ourselves because of that, because we're trying to keep up with the impossible. And so we have to always compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges and remember that people are actually people. We have to have value for human life.
And what do you mean by people are people?
That people are not machines, because it's like there's this thing with so we got humans and then we have AI, right? And so as technology comes out, as the kids that have went to my 21-year-old, he went to school during COVID. So the rate in which he's able to do things and catch on to technology, I have fell into the trap of comparing myself to a 21-year-old. And I'm like, hold on, I'm a person. I'm not that person. I'm this person. And remembering that people are people, it means that everybody can do things at their own individual rate. Mm-hmm. It's not a competition. And so it's so easy to say, well, if I did it, they should do it. And I'm guilty of this myself. In fact, I'm super guilty of thinking that because I've been through so much or overcome so much that people should get it faster or whatnot. And so God has had to slow me down, and I have also had to slow myself down to remember that people doesn't just work when it's me in that position and need to be understood. It works the same way when someone else is new to a situation and they need to find out or experience life at their own pace.
Absolutely love that. And that's really, to me, when we talk about just being transparent and understanding, we all have different learning curves. We all have different things that we are good at and things that we're not, right? Showcasing who we really are. I was in a room earlier with the incredible Mr. Eni Ansong, and they were talking about people copying your content. Like they can go ahead and they can see what you did that went good, and now they're going to go ahead and duplicate that. And my comment was, they can copy your words, but they can't copy your knowledge. They can't copy your wisdom. They might be able to take this title and repurpose it, but they're never going to duplicate Coach K. I mean, it's impossible. As you can see, she is one of one. Okay, they broke the mold. But all of us are, in our own way, we are that also. And it doesn't mean that we have to be all shiny in the same way. I always talk about golden nuggets, right? It means that we, in our imperfections, find our gold. And let me share this with you. And I know I'm being a little long-winded, but there's really a reason for this because what your topic really does resonate with me. When I first started doing social media, people told me, Leah, you talk too much with your hands. Stop moving your hands all the time. And so I tried that. I was like, okay, don't move my hands. And you know what? I couldn't do it. It's like my mouth doesn't work unless my hands are moving. And so it's easy for us to go and listen to other people who say, don't do this, don't do that, and start to take away who we are and try to fit in somebody's box. And you have never done that. I mean, from the word go, you just go. Like I've seen you in so many different situations. When things go well, when they don't, we're talking about things are all mucked up. And here's Coach K, just cool as a cucumber, and she just go with it like that butterfly. Where does that come from? I've had to grow into this. I want to know, where does that come from?
I don't know. I think that must be how it looks on the outside. And I can only thank God for that. And the grace that I give and the grace that I got come from him, because it's like I'm usually haywire on the inside. I have really just had to sit with God in terms of where it comes from, because in most situations, especially things that I've shared with you offline, I have absolutely positively no control over what I don't have control over. I can only control my controllables. And for years, I kept the serenity prayer all around me to remind me that I can't control what I can't control. And once we understand that, it allows us to like calm down and try to find peace as well as some strategy, because my strategy comes to me once I slow down. When I'm moving fast, I'm all over the place, I'm wired, and I'm throwing it and I'm catching it, whatever it is. I just turn into Octomom or something. And so I have to slow down and sit with God to figure out what to do next, because I don't actually want to do what I want to do. I want to actually do what he wants me to do, so that I don't have to repeat certain cycles, and so that I'm operating at my highest self.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And when we talk about reverse financial engineering, this is my interpretation. Whenever I sit down with a family or client, I always say, let's begin with the end in mind. What is it that you want with this wealth? If we're going to accumulate this wealth, it's just not going to be a pile of cash sitting there. What are we going to do with it? Who are we going to bless? What's the dynasty we're going to leave? So what do you mean by the reverse engineering our financials?
Okay, so what I mean by that is I feel like most systems are built to drain us emotionally and financially. My approach flips that I wrote this. I got this on my phone, so let me read this off right.
Take it up.
My approach flips that we heal first, we find purpose, and then we use strategy to build legacy. And that's what I do in the community where we do it together. And so what it is most people feel like, okay, let's say I'm in a stressful situation, I need money, right? But for me, it's like I'm in a stressful situation. What resources do I have? Because everything cannot be money. Especially, let's hypothetically say, because I'm looking forward to more of a nomadic lifestyle. And so one of the most bossy, like in a good way, one of the most bossed up phrases I ever heard someone close to me say was, you can drop me in any country and I'll make money after about 10 days. And so we have to understand that it's not just about physical currency, because in any situation, the currency can go away, the inflation can jump up, a job can be lost. And if it's not about the money, then what is it about? Well, when you go to your roots of food, clothes, and shelter, it's about leaning to your resources and how do I get my base necessities stabilized for those 3 pillars before we even get to the other ones, because doing that part correctly frees up the funds to give to before we get to the insurance part, right? So when we get to the part of actually accumulating the financial wealth, now we have a better pillar, because most people are living so far above their means in terms of what we make in America. And unfortunately, in a lot of situations, it's kind of hard to change it depending on where you are, right? But if you can put yourself in a situation where you lean to your community and your resources and really tap into all resources, because we often tend to look surface level, especially here in America. We have so many resources. To use something as an example, at the beginning, you said, if I'm tapped out and I want to help somebody with their rent, but I got to make sure I put my lights on. We are still abundant in resources. We can give away numbers for people to call to, different agencies and things like that. Things like what Martha does. Like Martha is affluent in abundance when it comes to resources and helping people, And so when I talk about reverse engineering, I'm looking more into going into organizations and find out what are the troubles of these employees that are there, because I want to help a lot of people in my lifetime. And the easiest way for me to do it is to talk to groups. And so if you know the things that your employees are actually struggling with, then you can actually help them allocate how to do their funding in a way that actually works for them, not just in the present, but in that long term as well. So if they are doing 5, 10, 15, 20-year planning, like now, I believe in doing 60-year planning. I think my last plan that I strategically, intentionally did was like a 20-year plan. And I realized I didn't plan long enough. And so I like to go further out, as well as doing other short-term goals now, because if we only do 5 or 10-year plans and we forget to revise, you hit that number and then what? For me, it was like I exceeded it, and then what? I didn't know what to do. And so it's about reverse engineering. Is really about going more within individuals to find out, who are you, what path are you on, and are you even chasing your own dream? Because that'll avoid a lot of burnout, and it would allow you to allocate funds in terms of building wealth if you actually chase the dream you have versus the one society says you should be chasing. Yours is probably cheaper.
Probably cheaper. I love it.
Seriously,
wow.
Like even at the highest level of luxury, it could be cheaper if we take our eyes off what society say we should have, what we should want, and we think about what we actually want and the things that truly bring us joy.
Wow, so much wisdom in there. Did I tell you guys she was going to drop some gold here? I mean, a lot to highlight there, but one thing I do want to make sure that we cover, you touched on the 3 pillars. Share with us your 3 pillars.
Honestly, what I just said were my 3. It used to be about having, I come from the wealth management background as well. And for the longest, that was the top 3. But I really believe in God, myself, and community. Putting people, passion, and purpose. It's not about the money, because for me now, the money will come. The money always comes when you're walking in your purpose. And so it's knowing what your purpose is, putting some passion behind it, and allowing people to attach to it. That's profit. You turn 3 P's into 4 real fast when you do it that way. But just put God first.
Yeah.
Because without him, it's you will build, but then you fall.
You won't keep it long term. You can't. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable because you're not being your true, authentic, transparent self. You're trying to get likes. You're trying to get those, what do they call those? Those vanity matrix. And I want to highlight someone who's joined us, Miss Nick Agai Galindo. She is guiding the founder of Guiding Brilliant Writers, and she's the author of this incredible book. She has 16 co-authors. It's an incredible read. I highly recommend it. I mean, it's a short book, but man, some powerful stuff. If you want to be inspired, I would highly recommend that you pick this up. It's super affordable. You can get it on Amazon. Nick, if you could go ahead and share it in the comments, I would appreciate that. A lot of great wisdom in there. And, we all are dealing with something. Some of us have a diagnosis that is visible, but we're all dealing with something. So I love that you said that. It's God, you, and community. And you also were sharing that, finding your purpose. I think sometimes that word gets a lot of lip service. And then I see people who are starting a business because they think it would be lucrative, because they think that's money-making business, but it's not really who they're in alignment with, right? So share with us a little bit of your wisdom about that, finding your purpose. What does that mean?
So I think the number one thing that I want to say about it is you cannot run from it. I tried. And when I tried, I failed. There's been times where I knew my purpose and my calling is to help people. And I just felt like, God, I just need help. I don't want to help anybody else. Like, for most of my life, I feel like I've been the giving tree. And it was very clear that I understood that God was like, you will get the help you need, but you have to continue to help people. And it was clear. It was very clear. And and it was almost like in my head, I'm having this conversation with God about, I'm tired of helping people. Nobody wants to return or reciprocate. And it took me a very long time to understand that he's like, that's because you're in the wrong place. You quit following.
Wow.
And it's like, but we don't stop and push because we need. Your purpose, you are put here to nourish the earth. You're put here to protect children. You're put here to make whatever room you step into better. So you don't get to stop helping people because I made you for this. And this is what you asked for. For years, I prayed to be an asset in any room that I walked in, literally for over 10 years. And by this year, I was supposed to be a millionaire without assets, like without including assets. And like for me, when I came into this year, I was for sure in the red, still in the red now, but by the grace of God, I declare I'll be a millionaire before this year is over, because I'm going to do everything possible to follow and fuel my passion of helping people. I know if I do what he told me to do, that I'll be fine. And so now that's what walking in my passion, knowing what my passion is, but walking in my purpose looks and feels like. And I know that I'm at this point in my life where I'm so focused on it that you can feel it radiating off me because other people have told me.
Yeah. I love that, because I really feel that I'm doing exactly what you're talking about. Oftentimes people tell me, Leah, how can you do so many videos? How can you talk so much? Like, how can you? It's because I love what I do. It's not like something that I read about in a book and, it mathematically makes sense. And they say there's this big wealth transfer. No, it's because it's in me. I believe that I am walking in my purpose. And that's why I can be so energetic, right? If it was up to me, or if it was something that I thought would be lucrative. Listen, I grew up on food stamps and welfare. Who would ever think that I would be teaching financial literacy? That was not something that I ever thought I would be doing. I wanted to be a lawyer.
Oh my God, me too.
I did. Well, and then I found out what lawyers really did. I said, oh no, I don't want to do that. But I used to watch Judge Wapner. But Queen Dr. Leslie Flowers isn't here, but Judge Wapner, I used to watch that every day. I would listen to everything. I was going to be a lawyer, but no, that was not my path. But what happens is, if we're not in our purpose, then it will be draining. It will be taxing. It will be tiring, because we're trying to fit that square peg in the round hole, right? We're trying to tinker with it. And listen, what do they say? Man plans and God laughs. We think that we've got this all tinkered, and suddenly he's like, no, that's not where we're not supposed to be. Great comment here by Miss Nick. Can start a business thinking lucrative first. That's the end. Can work backwards, but need to start smartly. What's your purpose and what fills you up? But also, is there a need for what you're offering? And sometimes it's looking at it a little bit differently. And I'm going to really say this, and I don't even know the story, Miss Nick, but I would say she's a brilliant author, but then she also flipped it on how could she bring up other aspiring authors. So maybe it's not that you're out of alignment, but maybe there's a way to flip that script a little bit. I love that comment. And here's Miss Kendra. She says, make whatever room you step in better. Ooh, make whatever room you step into better. That's a truth bomb. That's a clip, Kendra. You need to do a clip on that. I love that. Absolutely. Are you bringing value? Are you helping others? And it's pretty interesting to me that sometimes we do try to figure things out ourselves. And you said, when things are going a little awry, it's not like, oh gosh, I don't have the money, but who do I know? Like, who can I connect to? Who has the answer? Somebody has some guidance for me, a resource, maybe a client or some wisdom. Maybe it's a book, but we get so lost in the sauce and we kind of put our blinders up.
That is sometimes I think people forget we need to purge. Like that's probably been my word for this year is purge, because I got so many dead people in my phone that are both alive and deceased that why is this number still here? And I'm going to start. I have like 200 leads of people that has given me their information, whether it's to join the community or to follow up with them about services or different things. And once I go through those 200, because I owe them my undivided attention first and those that actually join. But I'm going to go through my phone, my Facebook, my Instagram, my LinkedIn, and people that are not actually engaging or alive or in actual connection. I'm going to get rid of a lot of connections because for me, true wealth is not about quantity, it's about quality. And so I want to connect with those that are connected with me so that it can be more intentional. I want to live, like for me, wealth is truly living an intentional life, a stress-free, soft, slower life. When I think about the things that are important to me, it's about knowing who actually is showing up for me. Like that's something that that's really an underrated service that people take for granted, to say the least, because time is the most precious thing that we have. And when we pass on knowledge, it's not like we can pass on too much. My brain's not going to stop calculating new ideas because I say this here, And so we have to get to a place where we are so intentional about those that we are being connected with so that we're making the most of these connections.
Okay, so this one is a hard one for me. Okay, I'm going to say that I'm a very loyal person. Once somebody's my person, they're just my person. Like I just love somebody and they're just my friend. I'm like a friend to the end. But sometimes that is not wise. So what would you say to somebody like me?
I would say do it at your rate and think about it. You know what I mean? Because I have people that I may need to let go right now. And I'm like, Lord, can I just have another week? Because there's so many components to it for me personally. I look at like people that may be like drain my energy versus give me energy. I look at it like, well, if we're connected here, it doesn't mean you're showing up here. So like, for example, my people that I'm connected to on Instagram, if I need them to see stuff, they're there. But for me to be connected with them on LinkedIn, and we get so many invites. We only get like 500 a week, I want to say. So I don't want to send out invites to people that I know are more of a connection on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. I want to purge them from my LinkedIn so that I have higher quality connections on LinkedIn as I build out my community. So for example, if I build this community and I get to invite my LinkedIn connections, I want to know that if I tell you, Leah, come here, I have people that are interested in your business. These are people that are active live leads, because in sales, considering that most of what I do relies on referrals and word of mouth, I need people that are live and active. I need to be connected to live people that are actually looking for different things, so that if I say, hey, there's a live community here, you are actually benefiting from people that are professionals, that know what you're talking about, that want to learn more if they don't know, and that are actually looking for your services and will buy from you because I'm vouching for you. You know what I mean? So I don't want to just have anybody connected and people think like, oh, well, they're connected with her, they must be okay. No, I want to go through and check out everybody. I plan to live a slower life where I'll have a lot of time to take the time to get to know the people that I'm connected to. Like that's high on my list right now.
Yeah, and I love those no pitch coffee chats. I've met so many incredible people. I think that if we could lean into that and really just take the time, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, just get to know somebody, that they're a real person behind that bubble, and really decide if they are really in alignment with the people that we want to be connected to. I think that is really, for me, where it really starts. Yeah. Right? It's having that quick little coffee chat. And I agree with you that if someone's pulling down your energy, they're definitely, then that's not a good relationship to have. But sometimes people just grow apart. And that's when it's hard for me. Because I still really like this person. I think they're wonderful. I respect them. I admire them. But we just don't have a lot, in common at that time. At the same time, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but they can stay connected on other places. So it's like, if I disconnect from you on LinkedIn, it doesn't mean that I'm going to delete you on Facebook too. But we come here to this particular platform with a purpose. This is a professional platform, right? And so when you're here every single Wednesday doing this, highlighting your contacts, because we're in a season of letting your network be your network, because that's where it is.
Right.
So you have to know, like, and it's not a shade to anybody. Like at one point I'm like trying to do invites or call people or send out text message, and I realized my deceased uncle name keep popping up, and he passed away last year. So it's like, I'm not the only one that has. I don't mean just like kicking people off the ship that are still alive, but some of us literally sometimes, but
it's gonna happen. This is a real deal here.
Destination, and everybody can't go at the end of the day. Like, how bad do you really want it? And we have to keep in mind that some of the people that we're trying to drag along don't want to go with us. They're destined to go somewhere else. So if you really love them, you have to let them go, because they're going to a different destination that's better for them.
Yes, yes, yes. Rewind that, listen to that again, grab that on the replay, and that's okay, right? That's okay. Love them for who they are. I have friends that I've grown up with that really, they think I'm insane. They really do, because they're like, why are you doing all this stuff? Like, why are you talking about a dynasty? And, they have different priorities. I love them for who they are, but I know that that's just not important to them. They're happy. I'm just going to say it. They're happy living in poverty. They're happy just, doing that kind of thing. And I've already done that. I grew up that way. I don't want that. Yeah. I just want that. That's not me. So if they're not ready to go with you, maybe it's just not their time, or maybe that's not the same, right? We don't have the same destination.
They don't want to go. Like, I like hanging out in Dubai. I know most of the people that I love closely will freak out if they saw how many hours it took to get there. So it's like, I gotta love you enough to leave you, and I'll see you when I come back around. It's not a I don't like you thing. And I think that's the thing that we have to get to, because this is like, America is the hardest, toughest, softest society ever. where we're big bag and tough and very highly sensitive whenever things don't feel good. One of the things that I said I wanted to make sure is I feel that one of the most underrated things that we overlook is love, because we're so busy seeking it from other people. When if we literally just became it ourselves, we would attract so much more. You know, I remember earlier you said something about how do you look when you're going through, or something like that at the beginning of the show. And it's really about who are you when you are going through, because you can look anyway. Like this whole society with the way social media is, so many people are performers and actors that I was confused by people that would be right in my face because I don't know how to act. I just am, you know? And so that in itself is confusing. And so I think if we stop chasing and start being, you know, whatever it is that we say we love, we want, we're whatever, that it will appear so much faster. Like I saw that, I got that. I was at, I'm going to tell you, 2018, 2019. I learned that from a pair of pants in Saks Fifth Avenue. I bought them. And because they said, love is not something you chase, it's something you become. I am love. And that's just like stuck to my core.
Yeah, I need those pants. Yeah, it's funny because I talk to a lot of younger women. I have a few younger women that I mentor, and they're always asking, like, you know, how do I learn how to be alone? Like, I always have to have a significant other. I've always got to be in a relationship. And I think that it's in those moments of quiet when we are alone, when we can really learn who we are, number one, and how to love ourselves.
Yeah.
We all have a different love language, and I'm going to take it even a step further. It's not just the love language, but it's really what soothes our soul. Yeah. If we don't do the things that soothe our soul, in my humble opinion, we can't be there truly for other people. We truly can't love other people, not just a significant other, but I feel that if I don't soothe my soul, I can't really love my precious grandson who I adore, because I'm here, like the energy's off. I'm doing other things. I'm working too hard at it. What do you say to that?
No, I agree. I just had I had a very tough conversation with my youngest son last night, because he's 16 now and he primarily lives with his dad. And I was considering staying in the States if he wanted to move somewhere else outside of where his dad was living. And he says, well, if you move to Tulsa, I'll come visit a lot. I said, if I do what? He's like, move to Tulsa. I'm like, son, I don't know if you realize this, but I'm going away from the cold and into a different type of climate so that I can protect your legacy later better by doing these moves now. And so for this long, I thought about it. And before that, I had considered, someone said, hey, won't you come to Atlanta? And I'm like, oh, Atlanta would be great. And I was ready to derive from my plan. And then it was this morning that I was just sitting, talking, praying with God. And I'm like, no, certain things started to immediately fall apart the minute I was about to redirect myself to Atlanta, because that's not what I want. That's not what my heart desires. And so I had to tell my son, even, I said, this is finally the point of my life, for the very, very, very first time, that I actually get to do something for me. Mm-hmm. And all I do is try to give that power away. And because you're okay where you are and you want to be where you are, I cannot relocate myself to somewhere that won't be good for me just so you can visit frequently. I'll just come back and visit you, or buy you plane tickets, to come visit me like we've been doing. But I have to do what makes me and my soul okay, because I'm at a point in my life where if tomorrow was all that I had, I want to be able to say I did what I wanted to do. I did what made me feel free. And for me to do that is the ultimate form of love for my children to see. I don't want them living a life according to what they think me or anybody else feel like they should be living. Like you have to, there's so many men and women that are looking for the love that they should be giving to themselves. So many. Like I tried dating, I thought about dating, and it's like I don't even think people pay attention to the way that I date me. Like the tip that I would like to give to the mentees that are listening is like I learned this on Lemonade when TikTok was about to shut down. There was these young girls on there saying romanticize your life. And I'm like, oh, this is something that I've actually did, but I didn't have the verbiage to go with it. So for example, because I dressed up for you today, I'm gonna go to happy hour for me right after, or not right after, but shortly after.
Yeah.
And just I have beautiful lunch dates with myself.
Yes.
And it's like I dress up for me, I smell good for me. I'm going to do those things for me so that I'm not out here compromising myself or my soul for a few dollars because I'm looking to feel a certain way. We gotta, if we don't love ourselves properly, there's no person on this earth that's gonna make you feel whole.
Oh, so beautiful. So, so beautiful. That total mic drop, golden nuggets. We got to give that love to ourselves. And I've been dating myself for years. Take out that good china. Put on that sexy outfit. Use that good perfume. Why are you saving it for someone else who may not even, you may not ever see them again, right? Do it for you. And I think that that's where sometimes we look at certain women and they just have this aura around them like you do. You have this beautiful aura. It's just beauty. Everything is just so beautiful and decadent. And I think it comes from that is really dating yourself, doing those things for yourself. And people are just going to be attracted to you. And I don't mean attracted in that way, but people are just going to come out of the ether. That's why you are our queen, Coach K, because that's how you move and you expect those around you to move in that way. And I don't think you say that. It's just who you attract, right? We attract who we are. Man, I love that. You've got some incredible comments here. I want to highlight a couple of them. I also want to welcome in Miss Sharon Byrne. She's a money coach. If she's a money mindset coach, if you are looking to upgrade your money mind shift, I call it a mind shift. And also, if you have student debt, student loans, please reach out to her. She's helping a lot of people. And student debt is one of those things that will follow you to your grave. Talk about to your grave. Jasmine, I love this comment. She loves you, Miss Jasmine O. And she says, love is not something that you chase, but something you become. Wow, wow, wow. Her new affirmation. I agree with you, Jasmine. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful affirmation to start the day with and resonate on and just meditate on, right? And then she has a quote for me. We need to soothe our soul. Yeah, soothe our soul. That brings us peace. And that may be things that people don't agree with, don't understand, tell you things like, why do you spend so much money to take a massage? Why are you going to the nail shop all the time? Why are you spending so much money on blueberries? Like, I love blueberries. They're $10 a basket. I don't even care. Right? I love my organic blueberries because it soothes my soul. That's what I need. And sometimes people
looking good. There's antioxidants in it.
There you go. I just love them. I just love blueberries. And she has another comment here. Yeah, she says, you know what? She needs to start dating her a little bit more. Date yourself a little bit more. We'd love for you to do that, Miss Jasmine, and we want to hear about it. Where do you go? What do you do? What do you eat? Like, we're foodies. We want to know all of that.
You know what? One of my favorite places to date myself, especially on a random humbug, I did it yesterday. I'll put in lake near me, park near me, and I'll just find random lakes, random beaches, random parks, and I'll just sit with myself. And then I'll put in lunch specials or happy hour near me. And a park and a lunch date is a really great option for under $20 to treat yourself like gold. And if you go doing like lunch or happy hour, you do like a 5-star restaurant, go all out, get dressed up and go for a walk. Go sit by the lake, walk on the beach. Like the way that little $20 can replenish the soul is invaluable. It'll come back.
I love it. Go buy a nice, maybe if you can't order a whole meal, buy a nice little, right, sampling of something. Go to the store, buy a nice little wine.
This is a full meal. Like,
ooh, there you go.
Not to plug them because they're not my favorite, but I've met some really great with people at like PF chains, like the really big restaurants. So if you do the chain brands like Seasons 52, Willie G's, I'm in Houston, so but when you think about large chain restaurants like a PF chain or a Cheesecake Factory, they have full meals for under $20 that you don't have to cheat yourself. You can actually, for like honestly $25 a meal and a drink, get a cocktail. You probably need it.
Yes, I concur. And I don't even know where this hour has gone. I do have one question because I know we kind of circled around this a little bit, but I want you to really answer. We talked about purpose over pressure. What can people do? What are some questions they can ask themselves to know that they are in their purpose and they're not giving into the pressure from outside people telling them they should do this, they shouldn't do that?
So one of the questions that I was asked at one point that it took me a very long time to go back and nail down was, what's the thing that you would do for free? If money wasn't an option and you took money off the table, would you still be doing this? And if the answer is no, then do something else. Because money does matter. But as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, there are times that money will not come. And you're not going to sustain if the love or the passion is not there. It's almost like a marriage. And so for me, for most of my life, I've been married to my business. And this is something that I don't talk about. So I do want to throw this in there real quick because I always just say the community and I don't necessarily talk about things that I do because it's a nourishing process. But I like to have in-person events and I plan to have them all over the place. Just depends on because that those are higher ticket items. But wine tasting, in-person coffee chats, I'm not necessarily one for the 7-minute virtual calls and stuff like that. I don't want people calling me right now. So I do want to put that out there. The best way to reach me is by joining the community because in the community I do weekly coaching, group coaching sessions that will be similar to this with other people in the community. Wine tastings, dinner parties. I do look to have strategy dinners that are international for people to come out and maybe a weekend somewhere beautiful that will be included with those tickets. And so I want to say that for me, building people really comes down to nourishing them and finding out who they are and what their needs are on an individual basis. Because I talk about community vaguely and I never really drill down into who I am and what I do. And so when it comes to solutions-based coaching, it's really about finding out who are you as a person. Because once I know who you are as a person, then I'm able to grow you as a business.
Yeah.
We can't, it won't work if it's not your passion though, or if it's just the money.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely know that you and I are supposed to be connected. Like we're like soulmates because if you don't know, Coach K loves to cook and I love to eat. So I just think that is a match made in heaven.
I just had somebody tell me that this morning. They're like, you got to do the dinner parties. And I'm like, you know what? I really feel like cooking is my creative outlet. And I love to infuse and mix different things in different cultures. And it's like, there's nothing more fulfilling to me than when somebody's like, oh my God, that was so good. Because it's like half of the time I know I knocked it out the park, but I like to hear it.
I love it. That's definitely, cooking is her love language for sure. I love it. Because like I said, I love to eat. I love to try new foods. I love to experiment in that different pairings, different matchings. I love a glass of wine and like, what can you pair? And just a lot of fun.
Because I want the flavors to come alive in your mouth.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yes. So that's somebody who loves to cook. And I just adore that about you. I don't quite have that same passion. But that's okay. That's why I have you.
Yep. I get all my validations from it.
Absolutely. Well, you've met a lot of new friends, made some old friends and fans. So I know people are going to want to connect with you. They're going to want to join your community. You've got this incredible community. Really quick, how do people get in touch with you and give a plug about your community that you're building too?
Okay, so great. I am right now, my site is down intentionally. I'm only doing a donation link. Generally, to join the membership is $25, and it's a one-time fee because of the startup. But for now, I'm going to do donation based only. So anyone that makes any donation, because it's more about what's on your heart to give for me at this point. If you give, that I'll send out the invitation to the community. The first layer of the community is Facebook. For my big givers, it's everything else is customized for those that are giving $100 and over. And that would be on a separate platform. You would also have access to the Facebook group, but you'll also have more. You'll have more access to me on a private platform, as well as other coaches like Miss Leah, because Miss Leah was one of the first to get membership when I immediately threw the idea out there. I have to always shout out Leah, Ali, Paulette, and Annie, because you four have been my hugest supporters since day one. And I truly appreciate you guys always creating a space for me and sharing your platforms with me as well. And so number one thing is joining a community, because most of everything that I do moving forward will be there. Life lessons and life stories will be coming back. But lately, this year, I've only been on Wealthy Wednesdays. So I'll be very, 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 very soon using my platform to highlight the members of my community. So that's also.
I love that. And LinkedIn, if you're watching us from YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching us, connect with us on LinkedIn. Come on over to the LinkedIn streets. I promise you, there's a lot of gold in LinkedIn, a lot of great connections, coffee chats, or just meeting some incredible people. A lot of gold into our community here on LinkedIn. That's where we met. That's where a majority of the people, I think, are tuning in with us.
Dare I say, what I really heard about LinkedIn is just like when I got into golf because people said the biggest deals are made on the golf course. So I took golf lessons. I heard, oh, well, the money is on LinkedIn. If you're doing anything professional, because I'm streaming to my Facebook as well, which I won't be too much. If you're looking to be where your audience or the people that are buying your services are, I would suggest LinkedIn.
Yeah, I agree. I am on other platforms, but LinkedIn is definitely my home for sure. So this was a lot of fun. I knew it was going to be. You dropped tons of golden nuggets, tons of wisdom, as always. And I love this conversation. Reverse financial engineering, people over profits, purpose over pressure. I just feel like that's something I want to have as like a mantra, right? People over profit, purpose over pressure, just as a reminder to keep the main thing. It's about the people. It really is. We can't do anything without people. AI is great, but it's not everything.
Well, we need people to work it. It doesn't work itself. People need to remember that AI does not work itself. We have to work it.
Good point. Well, thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate you. We appreciate all the comments. Thank you for all of you who support my show every week. I appreciate you so much. Please share this with somebody that you believe could benefit from this. Or if you want to connect with Coach K and join her community, learn more about it. Don't text her, okay? Send her a message.
Send me a message on LinkedIn.
Send her a message on LinkedIn. We never know where she's going to be because she travels the world. She's always in a different country, every minute by minute. I'm like, okay, where's Coach K? I got to turn into her. And really just take an opportunity to give yourself a new connection. It's not really about the money we have, but it's about the people that we are connected with. Who are the resources? Who are the people that you can open up a door for? I love to open up doors for people. I'm constantly thinking as I watch people and how they move and what they share. If something comes up to me and I think, oh, this is someone I can connect them with, I do that right away, because you never know what you can help somebody to accomplish in their business, right? Accomplish, and it always comes back in some form or fashion. I don't do it for that, but just by doing that, osmosis things happen.
I want to cut you off and just say, don't feel bad, because one of the main things that I'll be rolling out is a referral system, because money should be circulated and we got to stop acting like it shouldn't. One of the key points to a good community is circulating money within it. And so when you send money, when you send someone to purchase something, in insurance, you can't unless they're another insurance agent. But in a lot of industries, we are able to give referrals. And there's no stronger thank you than some money when you make money from someone sending them to you, and you'll find they'll send you more people.
Yeah, that's really a community.
Exactly. We got to stop acting like we should keep doing stuff for free, because we shouldn't.
That is a whole nother show.
I'm out of free time.
Yeah, we're going to have part 3, I think. I think you've been on here 3 times. And I always have a great conversation. I always love spending time with you. I'm always loving learning from you. You drop so much wisdom. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being who you are and pouring into us as part of the community.
Thanks for having me.
That's going to do it for us. And as always, listen, this is 2025. It is your year to rise up and thrive and make this the best year of your life. We've already had generational poverty. Now it's time to flip the script into generational prosperity. And I promise you, no matter where you are financially, no matter how much money you think you have or you think you don't have, you can totally flip the script and absolutely become the one in your family. If you're listening to this, if you're connected with me, I truly believe that you're the one who's supposed to change your family's last name forever. Maybe that means you build a huge 100-year family dynasty. Maybe it means you're the first one to put your kids through college. Maybe it means you're the first one in your family to be out of debt. Maybe it means you're the first one in your family to buy that family home. I don't know what that means for you, but I promise you, every single one of you, no matter where you are right now, can absolutely do that. Let's talk. I love to chat with you. I want to hear about your vision, about your dream, and what that family dynasty means to you. Thank you so much, Coach K. Thank you for all the comments. Next week's going to be incredible. I'm super excited. I love doing this show. Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate you. I love all of you so, so much. And that's going to do it for us. Enjoy the rest of your week. And remember to like, comment, and share this with somebody who could use it. Happy Wealthy Wednesday, everybody.
Hey there, I'm Leah Garcia. Have you ever wanted a career where you truly make a difference in people's lives? I'm building a team of driven financial and insurance professionals, people who want to help families and businesses protect, distribute, and transfer their wealth with confidence. If you're passionate about guiding others to achieve financial security, then you're exactly who I'm looking for. Join my supportive, growth-oriented environment and unlock your full potential. Ready to take the next step? Visit leahgarcia.io and let's start building your future together.